This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, there's just 2 games left in the regular season, and league titles are on the line. We have Monterey Trail visiting Grant, Manteca hosting Central Catholic, and Placer facing West Park.
We're in the last week of the volleyball regular season. We have Del Oro traveling to Folsom, and Rockland and Granite Bay meet in the pool in water polo. Plus the story of a Forest Hill cross-country runner who didn't let the mosquito fire extinguish a record-breaking season. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Brian Mueller. Aubrey is off this week, obviously.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. We'll start out the show in Del Paso Heights, where first place is up for grabs between Grant and Monterey Trail. The Mustangs are the defending Metropolitan League champs and are well on their way to repeating, riding a 6-game winning streak. Seniors Jervin Navarro and Dalen Ellis have combined for nearly 1,100 yards on the ground and 17 touchdowns.
The Pacers switched leagues this season, and their Metropolitan League debut is off to an immaculate start. They're 4-0 after a 1-5 record in the Sierra Foothill League last year. Joseph McCray is one of the best QBs in the area, throwing for nearly 2,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. It was Monterey Trail at Grant Friday night.
Let's kick this show off right. The Metro League Championship on the line as Monterey Trail visits Grant on Friday. We start in the second quarter. We might see this in our plays of the week at the end of the show. Kingston Lopa with a diving grab, full extension, putting Grant into Mustang territory. And then Joshua Hamilton finishes the drive with a 20-yard score. Grant leads 12-7. Mustangs answered before the half to go up 14-12, and they add on early in the third. Vontrell Wafer scampers down the sideline for the score, and it's 21-12 Mustangs. The ensuing Pacers possession, Hamilton puts his foot on the ground, breaks a tackle, and finds the end zone and gets Grant right back into the game, 21-18. The next drive for the Mustangs, Ali Collier goes up the middle and breaks not 1 but 2 tackles before outracing a Pacer defender to the pylon. Monterey Trail's ground game is rolling, and the Mustangs are up 28-18. The Pacers cut the lead to 2 early in the fourth. They decide to go for an onside kick, and boy, does that backfire. Hassan Miller fields the kick and takes it 75 yards for the score, and Monterey Trail extends its lead to 34-26. But the Pacers don't go away. They go the length of the field and finish the drive with a 6-yard run from Kyle Ryan. Back and forth we go. 7 minutes to go, and Monterey Trail leads 35-34. The Mustangs answer back with another chunk play. Vontrell Wafer gets to the outside and finds a lane. That leads him down to the Grant's 1-yard line. The Mustangs would punch in a short score to extend their lead to 8. But if we learned anything from this game, it's that the Pacers won't go down without a fight. McCray goes deep for Kyrell Goss-Pruitt, who makes an unbelievable catch. That sets up the game-tying score. McCray finds Lopa. It's 42-all with 3 minutes to go. But Monterey Trail quarterback Vince Arcuri, with 13 seconds to go, takes it himself for the game-winning score, and the Mustangs survive a 49-42 thriller and clinch the Metro League Championship.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way.
Kimball and Oakdale played one of the games of the year last season, a 63-56 Jaguars win. It will be another high-scoring one Friday night. First drive for the Mustangs. Gabe McDonald scores right at the goal line to give Oakdale an early 7-0 lead. But on the ensuing kickoff, Darius Doyle goes right down central on the return, untouched all the way into the end zone for the score, and it's 7-6. Later in the quarter, the Mustangs return fire. Jace Rao emerges with the ball, and he'll get in for the score to make it 14-6 Oakdale. We're still in the first, and the Mustangs continue to add to their lead. This time, it's Cameron Guthrie doing the honors. Oakdale looking unstoppable, up 21-6. But the second quarter was a different story. Kimball going to the air. Jaden McKee to Travis Mariero, and he goes up and gets it. That makes it 21-12. Later in the quarter, and hey, why not try it again? McKee to Mariero once more. 2-point conversion makes it 21-20. The Jags are not done in the second. 10 seconds on the clock when Sebastian Tate makes it a 20-point quarter for Kimball. The Jags take a 26-21 lead into the half. In the third, here comes Kimball again. McKee zips it to Doyle. He has another touchdown on the night, 33-21. It's a 27-0 run for the Jaguars. After an Oakdale score makes it 33-28, Kimball keeping their composure. McKee dives in. It's an 11-point lead. Early fourth now. Oakdale trying to make it a one-possession game. Check out Mickey Merzan, the leg drive. That's where all those offseason squats come in handy. It's 39-34. That will be the score with about a minute left. Mustangs at midfield, and on fourth down, the Kimball defense ends it, and the Jags win a thriller, 39-34. Brian Mueller saying hello from Loomis Tuesday night for the second meeting between Folsom and Del Oro. Bulldogs took the first matchup 3-0, but Del Oro coming out strong in this one. Allie Chandler digs it. Frankie Rossi looks like she's going for the set, but it's a sneak attack. Golden Eagles up 10-3, but the Bulldogs mount a steady comeback. Eddie Kannegizer goes up for the block, and Folsom is within a point at 23-22. Del Oro with the potential set point at 26-25. Isabella Rossi handles the hot shot, then the elder Rossi sets it for Sophia Sampson. She delivers set point. Del Oro takes their first set of the year from Folsom. On to the second. It's another Rossi to Rossi combo. Too easy for Chandler. The UC Davis commit ties it at 14. Bulldogs up 23-22 now. Chloe Wong to Cameron Tarbox, and then Grace Branson peppers one in there. Bulldogs take the set 25-22, and that momentum will carry over into the third. Lila Jarvis gets low for the serve. Tarbox to Madeline Seabury, and she buries it for the point. 2013 Bulldogs. Potential set point at 24-15. Wong all over the serve. Tarbox to Seabury again, and it's smooth sailing for Folsom in the third set. They win 25-15. To the fourth, it's another sister act, and again, Frankie Rossi fakes out Folsom, has that down to a science. Golden Eagles lead 11-7. It's 2019 Del Oro. Wong there for the serve. There's Tarbox again, and Kannegizer will not be denied. Wallops it to tie it at 20. Tied at 23 now. Daphne Waters on the set, and this time it's Tarbox for the kill. Folsom will go on to take the set 25-23, and the match 3-1. They improve to 5-4 in lead.
McClatchy and Monterey Trail playing with the league title on the line. The Mustangs are undefeated on the season, and they get out to a fast start in this one. Naya Bumbaka charges towards the rack before firing it home. The Trail jump out to a quick 2-goal lead. But McClatchy settles in. Ella Hansen with a great move there to lose her defender. Then the lefty gets a bit closer before nabbing her first goal of the day. McClatchy ties this game up quickly. Kelly Gray in front of the rack does not miss. McClatchy would go on to take the 3-2 lead. Genevieve Hamill erases that Lion lead with a minute to go in the first quarter, tooling the shot off a defender and in for the score. We're tied at 3 after 1, but the Lions go on a scoring spree in the second. First, it starts with some great goaltending by Sydney Henry. Beanie Marr up the middle, passes to Hansen, and Ella goes top shelf. McClatchy outscores the Mustangs 6-1 in the second to take the 9-4 lead heading into the break. McClatchy still with the lead in the fourth quarter. Watch this impressive shot by Beanie Marr. Beanie from deep gets nothing but net. 14-11 McClatchy with 3.5 to go in the game. Isabella Capitella with the pass in front of the net. Naya Bumbaka and a crowd of Lions grabs her 8th goal of the game to cut the Lion lead to 2. It looks like the Mustangs are going to cut it down to 1, but a great save there from Lucy Nordberg. 1 minute remaining. Dakota Bumbaka and Kelly Gray in a great battle here. The foul is called, and Dakota, sensing time winding down, takes her shot. It is good. It's now 14-13 McClatchy. The McClatchy boys getting a front row seat as time expires, and the Lions hand Monterey Trail its first loss of the year and are back-to-back Metro Conference League champs.
Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. Our first player of the week is Luke Miller from Sutter Football. The senior QB had it going on the ground against 12 Bridges with 238 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Tyler Jacklich from Central Catholic. Tyler also had a very strong rushing game, dashing Oakdale with 223 yards and 2 scores. Luke Miller and Tyler Jacklich are this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD teaches us how we can save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip, powered by SMUD.
I'm Isaac Carrillo from Rio Americano High School, and here's this week's Clean Power City Tip. Consider replacing meat-based meals with a plant-based option on occasion. Plant-based foods use less water and help reduce carbon emissions. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, our first SunPower electric game, Elk Grove taking on Jesuit.
Then we head to the court for Sacramento Adventist and Sacramento Country Day. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time of day.
Commitment, performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle, Hyundai Nexo. We've got you covered. Claim yours today.
We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi's Stadium with our first SunPower electric game. Jesuit and Elk Grove are both perfect in the Delta League with 4-0 records.
The two teams meeting at Elk Grove Friday night with the league championship on the line. It's our first SunPower electric game tonight. Our Nick Pecoraro was there.
Electric game.
That's right, fellas. Nick Pecoraro here at Elk Grove High School. We've got a heavyweight bout between Elk Grove and Jesuit. Both teams come in at 4-0, and it's the second straight year that the league title will be decided between these two teams. The Marauders have shown some versatility at quarterback. Senior Trenton Dewar began the year as the starter, but junior CJ Lee earned the starting nod midseason, while the unselfish Dewar has become Lee's top target. That doesn't bother the Herd much, as they have one of the best ground games in the section. A revolving door of Mason Vasquez, Wayshawn Parker, Jeremiah Rosales, and quarterback David Hale highlight a rush attack averaging 330-plus yards per game with 37 touchdowns. There's also big playoff implications in this one. Both teams are Division II schools. However, the Delta is a Division I league. So the Delta League champ gets bumped up to the Division I postseason bracket. Hey, enough talk. Let's get to our SunPower electric game. It's Jesuit and Elk Grove. The Stampede is ready for one of the biggest games of the year. Let's get to it. First quarter, an Elk Grove fumble recovery leads to this Mason Vasquez rushing touchdown. 19-yard score at 7-0 Herd early. Another Elk Grove defensive turnover led to this. David Hale finds Dylan Archuleta from 7 yards. Sophomore to sophomore action there. 14-0 Elk Grove. Jesuit makes its move midway through the second. CJ Lee connects with Jonah Lurson, and Jesuit caps the drive with a short score to make it 14-7. On the ensuing Elk Grove drive, his name is Hale, but he's making it rain right here. He hits Wayshawn Parker, who pulls the e-brake, shifts gears, gets a 62-yard pickup, and finishes the drive with a short score later on, 21-7 Elk Grove at the half. Third quarter, after another Herd score, Jesuit fumbles the snap, but Jagger Shaddix is there to scoop it up. He makes something out of nothing with a 15-yard score, and it's 28-14. Next drive, the Jesuit D comes up with a turnover. Johnny Brandon knocks the ball loose, and Cormac O'Flaherty falls on it, and Big Red is in business. Anthony Siebel scores his second touchdown of the game. It's 28-21 with 9 minutes to go. But the Herd ground and pound on their final drive, milking the clock down and punching in the dagger from Vasquez. And for the first time since 2016, Elk Grove is your Delta League champion.
It means a lot. Everyone doubted us, and we just proved everyone in Elk Grove and all around the Sac wrong. We practiced all week, and we practiced really hard, and we came out with a win.
From our SunPower electric game, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
The first place matchup in the Sacramento Metro League, both Sac Adventist and Sacramento Country Day are 9-0 in league. Country Day up by 4 in the first set. Shinkar receives the serve and it lands in no man's land. A few plays later, the Cavaliers go for the kill, but Therese Kim is there for the denial. But set 1 belongs to the Cavs. Zoe Janetos, Caitlin Diaz, and Sylvia Valverde. 25-19 the score in set 1. The Capitals jump out to a 7-1 lead in set 2. Edith Overton, Gwen Rosich, Sophie Berger, and Sophie hits so hard. The Cavaliers trying to run it back. Haley Holman with a nice dig off the Berger shot. Diaz sets Shin Kara, and she tips it home. A little bonus volleyball here. Cavs up 26-25. Diaz with the serve on set point, and that won't be returned. Country Day up 2-0. Jumping ahead to the final points of the third, tied at 24. Janetos, Diaz, and London Hofart. A few plays later, it is tied at 27. More bonus play. Kim receives it. Avery Janke with the swanky set, and it fools everyone. 28-27, Caps Rosich. Janke to the hard-hitting Sophie Berger. Sac-Adventist stays alive, winning set 3, 29-27. Country Day with the 3-point advantage late in set 4. Valverde to Diaz to the tall middle blocker Amani Thiara, but don't count out the Caps. Down by 1. Saray Nicasio with the dig. Rosich feeds Berger, and Sophie's shot stays just inside the baseline, tied at 23. Holman and Diaz set up Kara, and Shin's shot falls. Country Day takes the point and the match, winning set 3, 25-23, and the match 3-1. The Cavaliers pull into first place with these two teams facing off again Thursday, and it'll likely be for the league title.
Coming up, Rockland hosts Oak Ridge on the gridiron.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section Top 10 Girls Volleyball Poll, presented by Tracy Toyota.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thanking Heroes, like St. Paul's Lutheran Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup in person or at tracytoyota.com. Our certified used cars come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
It's a bounce-back season this year in El Dorado Hills for Oak Ridge. A year ago, the Trojans didn't win a game, but going into Friday night at Rockland, they find themselves at 7-1 and tied for second with the Thunder in the Sierra Foothill League. The Trojans feature outstanding senior quarterback Maddox Varela, who has 18 touchdowns to just 1 interception.
As for the Thunder, they're coming off a tough 21-14 win over Granite Bay. The Rockland defense has been rock solid, especially their secondary. They already have 9 interceptions. It's Oak Ridge at Rockland Friday night.
Garrison reporting where the Rockland Thunder hosts the Oak Ridge Trojans in a pivotal conference game that will have an impact on the standings. We're starting things off in the second quarter where both teams haven't scored yet because of some great defense, but Brody Jazario is trying to spark the Thunder with this pick and taking it up the sideline, setting up great field position for Rockland. Next, Joey Roberts connects with Marvick Collins for a great play and converting that turnover into points. 7-0 Rockland leads. But the Trojans answer back with Maddox Varela scrambling to the sideline and throwing a beautiful pass to Tyler Guth-Miller, who toe taps away in for a score. We're all tied up at 7 going to the half. Fourth quarter now, and Rockland trails by 3, but Roberts throws an on-point bomb to Kyle Hall, who, guess what, hauls it in. Thunder lead 14-10 with 10 minutes left in the game. But Oak Ridge not going away with Valera handing it to Jake Hall, who pops out of the pile for a touchdown. 17-14 Trojans lead with 5 minutes left in the game. However, Rockland isn't going away either. Roberts this time hits Eli Hardy with a pass, and he puts on the juke moves and adds some yards after the catch. That play sets up Roberts, handing it off to Mason Silva, who punches in for the potential game-winning touchdowns. 21-17 Rockland leads with 1 minute left. Back and forth we go on this one. Varela throws a laser to Guth-Miller, and the Trojans are marching down the field looking to score. Final play of the game, Varela scanning his options, trying to find someone open, and he throws a jump ball to his receivers, but Rockland knocks the ball down to get the stop they needed. The Rockland Thunder win it 21-17. Roberts went for 208 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Every week we bring you stories of athletes who inspire us.
The mosquito fire in Placer and El Dorado counties caused severe destruction throughout much of September, especially in the town of Forest Hill.
That's where we find cross-country runner McKenna Lechner. Our Nick Pecoraro tells us how the Forest Hill senior's commitment to her craft gave her school and her hometown a source of positivity.
If you venture far enough east off of Highway 80 in Placer County, you'll find Forest Hill High School, one of the smallest schools in the Sac Joaquin section, home of the wildfires, and senior cross-country runner McKenna Lechner.
So living in Forest Hill, I've grown up here like my whole life. It's kind of like such a small town. You just know everyone, and usually you just all get along.
The school's nickname, the Wildfires, has been known more as a headline than a mascot in recent years.
Well, the fires are getting worse. They're getting closer to home, and it used to be really pretty and beautiful, and then now we're half burnt.
September's mosquito fire raged through much of Placer and El Dorado counties, burning more than 77,000 acres and destroying at least 78 structures.
At that point, you just had to take it in and go, okay, when we go back home, we're going back home to nothing.
California's largest wildfire of the year came alarmingly close to Forest Hill High School.
The school should have burned. It should have burned, and the town should have burned, but by a miracle, it didn't. We come back and we see that it's across the street, and you're like, how? I don't know how they stopped it, but I'm so grateful that they did.
The Lechner family was among thousands of residents ordered to evacuate, unsure if they'd be able to return home.
The police came knocking on our doors telling us we need to leave, so we went up and we stayed at my cousin's house in Newcastle and just stayed in our trailer.
We didn't even have any pots and pans in it or anything like that, and we just made do.
Not a very big space to live in for like 10 days or whatever.
Suddenly, McKenna's normal training route was almost unrecognizable.
You couldn't even see east of Forest Hill. It was covered in dark, dark smoke.
We couldn't run outside for that long because it was so smoky literally everywhere, even in Auburn. And so we went to the gym and we just tried to get miles in there on the treadmill. Finally, when the smoke cleared out, we just ran down the hill.
McKenna faces another challenge of being Forest Hill's only varsity runner.
McKenna hasn't had anybody to push her and help support her like a team would.
Not having that team of peers that are the same age as you, where you can form that community of runners and that team of runners. I think that's a really hard struggle.
Being the only runner on my team, I feel like I kind of have a lot of pressure because I have to make my school proud and work a lot for our community because there's no one else to really do that for cross country.
But just 48 hours after being evacuated, McKenna shattered the school record in the 3400 by nearly 8 minutes and gave the Forest Hill community a much needed reason to smile.
Once the town found out about it, that's when they got behind her and were super proud of her.
She was all over Facebook, all over Instagram, and the teachers were posting it, and the boosters were posting it, and the school district posted it. Even at the races, the other teams were very supportive and cheering her on and wanting her to do well.
I felt that they were helping me out with it, and I felt accomplished because of them, because they would reach out to me now.
The owner of 6 school records, McKenna is Forest Hill's only cross-country section champion. She did that as a freshman, and now she hopes to return to state championship competition as a senior.
Her potential is endless. She just doesn't give up. She will have bad days like everybody else, but the difference with McKenna is that she knows what she wants, and she's going to do everything that she can to get there.
Thankfully, the fires spared the Lechners' home, and as the smoke subsides and the town recovers, McKenna continues to run.
It's meant a lot to me because it's been all that I've really had at this time. I just want to make the most out of what I have my senior year in all my sports. So.
Reporting from Forest Hill, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Luckily, Forest Hill High School remains in one piece and was able to host its annual Wildfire Cross Country Invitational last Saturday. And guess who emerged as the winner of that 5K race? You guessed it, it was McKenna. She continues to make her school proud.
Yeah, fantastic, doing a great job. All right, this season's Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is a shining spotlight on athletes who give it all in their sport and give back to their schools.
In this week's Service Champion Student Spotlight, we feature Dylan Saucedo from Casa Roble. Dylan is involved in just about every nook and cranny at his school. In addition to starring on the field for Rams football, he is student body president. Dylan also gives school tours to incoming 8th grade families and is part of the Link Crew, Casa Roble's Freshman Connection program. Well done, Dylan, on your service to your school.
Coming up, the U.S. Army Game of the Week, a showdown in the Valley Oak League between Manteca and Central Catholic.
Then we head north for Marysville at center, but first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from
Trevor was born a champion. He knows how to make lemonade from lemons. He also knows that comfort is all year round. So sometimes, when you can't make lemonade, you make hot chocolate. Today, Trevor is proud to be a service champion. We're now offering a $58 2-for-1 special. You'll get a comprehensive AC tune-up and a free furnace safety inspection. High five service, champion attitude. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
'49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers.
We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium with the U.S. Army Game of the Week. You know, you don't always know which games are going to end up being big at the end of the year, but you don't have to be clairvoyant to know that in some manner, the Valley Oak League will be decided when Manteca and Central Catholic match up. Both teams 3-0 in league. The visiting Raiders feature our reigning Player of the Week, Tyler Jacklich, who has run for more than 1,200 yards.
I used to date a girl named Clairvoyant.
Really?
Yeah,
too bad it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't.
Should have seen that one coming.
Manteca is a perfect 7-0 and has blown away the competition. Their narrowest margin of victory is 33 points. Blake Nicholson continues to do it all for the Buffaloes. The Florida State commit has a total of 21 touchdowns. The winner meeting up Friday night with Strawberry from KISS 107.9 after the game. But first, here's Mark Willis reporting.
Packed house in Manteca, and the Buffaloes were riding high and ready to take on the Raiders. Opening drive, and Manteca's got this guy. Anybody heard of Blake Nicholson? Well, if you haven't been, you're living under a rock for the past year. Blake had a huge night. This TD from 59 yards out. Buffaloes lead. There's a lot of scoring in this one. We skip ahead to Manteca leading 20-7. Central Catholic goes to Tyler Jacklich, and this man can scoot. 50-yard run. The Raiders trail by 6. Second quarter now. Nicholson takes the pitch, bounces it outside, and he's gone. The Florida State commit scores his 4th touchdown of the half, and the Buffs lead at 28-14. With under a minute to go in the half, Jacklich punches it in for the score. Raiders trail by 6 at the half. Third quarter now. After a Central Catholic score, the Raiders get the ball back. Tyler Wentworth to the air and hits Trace Hernandez for the 63-yard TD. CC leads it. but Blake was like, not so fast, man. Nicholson was the man, scoring 7 touchdowns in the game and rushing for 410 yards. He ties the game up at 42, but the Raiders had an answer. Wentworth, the smooth-looking lefty, drops this one, the breadbasket of Jalen Nichols. He was last week's inspirational athlete, and this week he's Central Catholic's inspirational one too. One more time, Jack Litch scores his 4th touchdown of the night, and that would do it. The dishes are done, man. 56-49 is your final. And now I bring you Strawberry.
All right, Central Catholic right here, still undefeated in league, and I'm going to steal something their coach said. How about them Raiders? All right, let me talk to Tyler right here. 4 touchdowns to your name tonight. Was this the battle you thought? You're coming in facing a 7-0 undefeated team. Is this what you expected?
I mean, yeah, we trained maybe a little bit harder because of the 7-0 record, but if I'm being honest, we practice for every team the exact same way. Regardless of if you're 0-7 and 7-0, we're all going to give 100% effort in practice, and we're going to make our checks, we're all going to watch film, and we're going to make sure we're ready for the game.
Love it. Let me talk to another Tyler, the guy throwing the ball around. You are not afraid. You are not afraid to run that ball or head downfield and receive.
Thank you.
You guys are down 6 points at halftime. I want to know what coach said to get you guys fired up to come through with a win like you guys did.
I think it starts with practice. Obviously, our O-line, they do a great job, and our defense really played well in the second half. So I think it's a team effort, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
This was a never say die, never quit moment, wasn't it?
Oh, totally. We stuck through it to the end.
Yeah, you did. Let me talk to Toby over here. Mari over here. We're gonna change your name to Toby. You got a touchdown tonight. You got a QB who spreads the ball around. Everybody eats. Yeah. What's it like having a QB and a play caller on the sideline, knowing that at any moment you can get tapped on the shoulder to step up for the team?
I mean, it's great, having a quarterback like Tyler, he's explosive with his arm, so he's going to get the ball everywhere it needs to be. And for our wide receivers, I mean, we have athletes all around the board, so the ball could go anywhere, and we're going to make plays.
This was a great road game, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, these are the Raiders. My name is Strawberry from V101.1 and the new KISS 107.9. These champs are going to send it back to you with a victory cheer.
V-O-L! 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 V-O-L!
Yo, Strawberry, I'll see your team interview and I'll raise you an impromptu one at the end of this Pioneer Valley League tilt between Center and Marysville. Nick Pecoraro here Thursday, where Center is fighting for a playoff spot. That's not a good start, though. Tribe DB Maddox Marino picks it off, but the Marysville drive would stall, scoreless at the end of 1, until Center's Benny Tafoya barrels into the end zone to make it 7-0 Cougars. The Center defense was big in this game, too. That's big number 65, Fernando Ochoa, stuffing the run game, but it remains 7-0 at the half. Third quarter, quarterback Bo O'Brien dumps it off to Tafoya, and check out Benny turned on the Jets. A 55-yard pickup gets Center inside the 10, and that would set up Benny's second score of the night. He did all that work to get him down there. Why not reward the big fella? 14-0 Cougars. Marysville needs to get something going now. Quarterback Caden Ellison drops back and finds Joseph Endicott, who gives the Tribe a little push near midfield, but on the next play, Center's Michael Henson Jr. comes out of nowhere and punches the ball loose. Isaiah Castellon and Nate Nelson are all over it. Ball back to the Cougs. It was senior night for Center on Thursday, but it was a sophomore who put the game away. Nate Nelson with a 56-yard catch and run from O'Brien. Icing on the cake. Center wins 20-0, keeps its playoff hopes alive for another day, and then hijacks Benny Tafoya's post-game interview.
It means a lot. I mean, we were ranked number 12 in the seed for playoffs, so now that we win, we're even closer. So now next week we're just going to practice and then act like it's playoffs. I mean, our run defense is one of the best, so I mean, it's that simple.
What's up there? What's up there?
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Joseph Donnelly with this week's tip.
The ACL is located centrally within the knee joint and plays a critical role in rotational stability during athletic play. It is often injured with a non-contact twisting motion. Players describe feeling a painful pop and develop swelling, and note instability in the knee during twisting activities. Treatment requires reconstruction surgery using a tendon graft, and successful surgical outcomes are determined by many different factors, but The timing of return to sports may be the most important. Most athletes return to their sport around 1 year from surgery once they have passed return to play testing.
Coming up, we head back to the volleyball court for our Mattress Firm Perfect match with Golden Valley hosting El Capitan.
Then it's time for some Thursday night football between Ponderosa and Lincoln. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
We go south to Merced for this week's Mattress Firm Perfect match between Golden Valley and El Capitan. The Gauchos come in with a perfect 10-0 league record. The senior combo of Hannah Morazade and Gianna Veldhuis have led the way for El Capitan, that is looking for their third Central California Conference League title in the last 4 years.
But the Cougars might have something to say about that. Just one game back in the standings, Golden Valley's only loss in league is to the Gauchos. Sophomore Lauren Gonzalez has a whopping 401 kills on the year. It's Golden Valley hosting El Capitan Monday night.
Nick Pecoraro in Merced Monday. Our Mattress Firm Perfect match is a battle for first place in the Central California Conference, El Capitan at Golden Valley. Raise your hand if you had Cougar sophomore Lauren Gonzalez leading the entire section in kills. Here's one of her 18 on Monday. But check out Gaucho libero Leah Mendoza. Maximum effort to keep this point up. And then Reese Catone finishes it off, but this one was all Mendoza. She's playing at Nevada Reno next year. But back to Golden Valley's Lauren Gonzalez. Logo shoots one straight down the line, and then it's her freshman sister Zoe Gonzalez. It's Logo with the offense and Zogo with the defense. The future is bright for this young Cougar program. But this set belonged to El Capitan. Chloe Griever puts away game point, 25-19 Gauchos. Set 2, Catone on the attack. Look out below. El Cap takes an early lead, but the Cougars are on the prowl on senior night. Ellie Green throwing herself a block party, but it's a party the Gauchos are coming to crash. They close it out with this hit from Felicity Parker. Hey, Miss Parker. Gauchos go up 2-0. Third set. Wendy Vang hangs it. Gianna Veldhuis bangs it, one of her 10 kills on the night, and then it's Hannah Morazade with one of her team-high 13 kills. Give her the dig, too. And then Parker closes it out on match point. That will put a bow on the CCC title for El Capitan, 11-0 with one more to go. There was a three-way tie for the league crown last year, but this one belongs solely to the Gauchos.
Losing those games that we did, we knew we could have had them, and sharing the title was not something we liked. So we came out this season and was like, we're gonna dominate and try to demolish everyone we can.
It's Hometown Heroes Night out in Lincoln, where the Fighting Zebras hosted Ponderosa. Check out the unis. The U.S. Army lent the Zebes. Very nice. First quarter, and it starts and ends with this guy, Ryan Henning. The Air Force commit runs up the gut for 25 yards out. Zach Giles PAT at 7-0 Zebes. Next possession, Lincoln goes the air. Thomas Mukai lost one up to his tight end, Dylan Fear, and he hauls in this 16-yard touchdown. PAT from Giles. Good. 14-0 Zebras. Make that 21-0 on the Henning 3-yard touchdown run, and we're only in the first quarter. Second quarter, more of the same. It's Henning again. Great blocking by the O-line, and Ryan rushes for a 21-yard score, untouched, mind you, and the Zebras are looking good. Lincoln's coaching staff thought, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Henning racked up 180 first half yards. This one from 48 yards out. Henning, a machine built. Zebra tough. Third quarter now, Austin Sanchez for Ponderosa slings the ball over the middle to his guy, Aiden Alexander, who breaks a tackle and gets deep inside Zebra territory. But the Zebras deep buckles down, and Gianni Faria steps in front of this pass, and he's got daylight in front of him. All green, baby. 95-yard pick six for the senior. Let's see what I can add. According to the program, Gianni likes quiet walks on the beach and is a diehard Las Vegas Raider fan. Faria scores it. Oh, yeah. The Lincoln wins big by 58. Set up a very important matchup with West Park next week. Hey, Gianni, talk to me.
I was like, I'm going to score. That's two years. I had a pick six against Wando. I think it's just it's a coincidence. It's a curse. Number 4 is a curse to Wando.
U.S. Army brings us the U.S. Army top recruit each week, highlighting players getting lots of attention by top colleges.
This week's U.S. Army top recruit is Austin Mack from Folsom. The Bulldogs' towering QB has racked in the Pac-12 offers, including Stanford, Arizona, and Cal. Want to be a top recruit? Find your path at GoArmy.com. Coming up, a battle of the unbeatens in Roseville between Placer and West Park in our second SunPower Electric game.
Then it's Monterey Trail and McClatchy meeting in the pool. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be right back.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Tim never leaves his wife's side. But since junk sleep gave him a crick in his neck,
Who's there?
he can't turn his head to see her. Now he's convinced she's left him.
Michelle?
Only our Love Your Mattress guarantee gets you the lowest price and 120 nights to sleep on it.
You came back.
Unjunk your sleep at Mattress Firm.
West Park's first season in the Foothill Valley League has gotten off to a rip-roaring start. The Panthers are 3-0 in league, 7-0 overall, but they are not alone at the top of the standings.
Right, that's because the Placer Hillmen are right there with them at the summit. Placer has won all 8 of its games, including 3 league contests. Placer at West Park for first place in our second SunPower Electric game.
Electric game.
Nothing is set in stone, but our SunPower Electric game should decide the winner in the Foothill Valley League. We got a pair of unbeatens in West Park and Placer, and these are 2 very evenly matched teams. Placer's point differential in league play is 217. As for West Park, they're also 217. One of Placer's main difference makers is sophomore running back Baylor Kelly. He leads a strong Hillman rushing attack with over 900 yards and 11 touchdowns. As for the Panthers, quarterback Devil Barksdale is great at getting everyone involved. He's thrown for around 1,800 yards, and 4 different players have at least 22 catches on the year. Placer and West Park met in the playoffs last year, with the Hillmen coming out on top 63-28, and Placer once again setting the pace early, already 7-0 when it's Kelly cashing in near the end zone. The Hillmen with the high ground at 14-0. Early second quarter now, Barksdale running all over and around the pocket, eventually breaks free and slashes his way in for the score. It's 14-7. 21-7 now later in the quarter. Panthers looking to respond, but it's Isaiah Hanley with the great hands on the pick, and he doesn't settle for a touchback. He's taking it out and gets a good return out of it. That would lead to this. Jaden Suggs, Placer's Punisher near the goal line, takes it in. That makes it 28-7 with a little over 3 minutes until the half. Let's move along to the third now. Joshua Craycraft with a nice fake finds Costa Alexic all alone in the end zone. That makes it 35-7, and it looks like the Hillmen are running away with it. But the Panthers have other plans. Weston Wade takes the ball up the middle, and true to his name, will wade his way through the defense, is just able to stay inbounds for the 61-yard score. That makes it 35-14 early in the fourth. After the teams exchange scores 14 and Barksdale does just that, the Panthers would get another touchdown after that. So it's now a 7-point game, just under 2 minutes left with a crucial onside kick, but it's Maxwell Joyner coming up clutch on the recovery, and Placer holds on for the 42-35 win, and they do indeed clinch the Foothill Valley League title.
I don't even know what to say. This is crazy. From going 0-5 to 9-0, that's pretty substantial, you know? It's like, I have no words. It's like breathtaking, you know?
Reporting in Roseville for the SunPower Electric game, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
The McClatchy boys have not lost a league game since 2018. They meet Monterey Trail for the final league game of the season, and they jump out to a 4-0 lead on the goal from Jack Young. It's 6-0 McClatchy after 1. In the second, Sam Jacobson passes ahead to Braden Mann. Mann is well defended by Trail's Ivan Bow, but Braden gets the shot to go. McClatchy trying to beat out the shot clock here with 5 seconds to go. Jacobson gets it to Nick Renner, and just like Hawkeye, Renner does not miss his target. Closing minutes of the first half, the Lions take a 10-0 lead when Connor Nowak picks up the loose ball and finds the corner of the rack. 10-0 is the score at the half, but it's the Mustangs who open up scoring in the third. Calvin 2 to Kyan Song. Song shot from long lands, and Kyan would have all of his team's 3 goals in this one. But from start to finish, it was all Lions. We finished the highlights with an impressive shot from deep coming from Lincoln. Sabini and McClatchy wins it 13-3, finishing Metro League play undefeated at 5-0 and clinching the league title.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Award goes to Braden Chavez from Vanden. The Vikings wideout and D-back sports a stellar 4.3 GPA. Coming up, Indercombe and Roseville matchup.
Then it's Rockland and Granite Bay in the water. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Indercombe should be well rested coming into their matchup with Roseville this week. Thanks to a forfeit and a bye, the Tigers haven't played a game since September 30th. Baron Taylor, though, has been a beast for the Indercombe defense, tied for 7th in the entire state of California with 7 interceptions.
Yeah, he's really good. The Tigers come in with a 2-1 league record. Their opponent, Roseville, sitting in second place at 3-1. This group of Tigers is led by senior Brandon Graydon and his 16 rushing touchdowns. It's Roseville at Indercombe Friday night.
It's senior night at Indercombe High, where the hometown Tigers are set to take on the Tigers of Roseville. Indercombe running back Giovanni Jorlin found the end zone first, cutting back and breaking a tackle before bouncing it outside and racing past defenders for the TD. Trailing 10-0, Roseville's offense picks up the pace. Brandon Graydon throws on the run and finds his man Liam Crow for a 20-yard gain, leading to Roseville's first score. Now it's time for some misdirection. Roseville running back Caden Belton takes the handoff and races to the sideline, stiff-arming a tackler and setting up 1st and goal. After a Roseville score, Indercombe responds right back. Receiver Kevin Boone Nelson is on the other end of a bullet from Gabriel Hutman and fights for some extra yards. Second half now, after taking the snap, Graydon spins past the defensive line, dodges a tackler, and the sneaky quick QB scampers 36 yards for a Roseville first down. The next play, Graydon rolls right and throws a fadeaway across his body to find Joel Bradley. Roseville ends the 7-minute drive by claiming a 23-10 lead. Trailing by 7, Jorlin continues his monster night for Indercombe, shuffling past the defender and lunging for a first down. With the game tied at 23, Roseville says it's time to get tricky. Christopher O'Neill takes the reverse on the kick return, shakes tackle 1, tackle 2, and this speedster is running away from people for a highlight reel touchdown and a 30-23 lead. But Indercombe is not through. Boone Nelson makes a first down grab, leading to the score, and a 2-point conversion gives Indercombe a 1-point lead with less than a minute. Ready for overtime? Not so fast. Bradley hauls in a 21-yard grab on 3rd and 14, setting himself up for this 27-yard field goal, which he kicks on through, giving Roseville the win in walk-off fashion. The Tigers improve to 6-3 on the year.
Senior night out at Nevada Union, where they honored 7 Miners as they hosted Ponderosa in a first-place winner-take-all Foothill Valley League title. Ponderosa did not let the 1 hour and 20-minute drive slow them down. Kira Lewis sets up Paige Skinner, who blasted down the line for the kill. Game tied at 7. Nevada Union has height advantage in this one. Megan Hunsmere sets up Megan Conway, and she puts this one away with ease. Pondo was mighty in game 1, though, using their speed and quickness to get the job done in the first set. AJ Stokowski was all over the place, determined and in control. Bruins win 25-17, but Nevada Union has been there before and rebounds nicely. Hunsmere to Emma Curley, and she smashes off the defense for the score. The Miners take game 2 here as Maddie Pertil sets up Shay Connors, who splits the defense, and there's nothing Pondo can do about this one. NU evens things up at 1 set apiece. Tight one in the third set. Back and forth we go. Kaylee Horn, who had a big night for the Miners, punishes this ball, and we're tied at 9. But Pondo gets some breathing room late. AJ slams it off the defense, and that sets up set point for the Bruins. And Brooke Tudor comes up huge with around the net block. Right there, she gets it, and they go up 2-1. Fourth set, we go and check out this setter. It's Megan Hunsmere, who did a great job setting everyone up, but this time she gets a chance to smash it and does. We skip ahead to match point now for the Bruins. Good little rally here. Nevada Union gathers, takes their shot to extend the game, but it would not be So, the ball's called out, and that would do it. The dishes are done, man. And so is the league championship. Congratulations to the girls in green. Ponderosa Bruins, you are the Foothill Valley League champs.
Rockland sitting on top of the SFL standings with a 5-0 record, playing Granite Bay, who's just a half a game back. The Thunder get on the board first on the one-timer from Dallin Paduska. Rockland takes the 3-0 lead after one. In the second, Rockland throwing around the perimeter. Morgan Madrill to Eddie Hill, and Eddie's shot is good. It's 4-1 Rockland. Grizzlies trying to overcome that early deficit. Timothy Zachenko finds a well-guarded Carmelo bangs. The captain is able to get that shot to go. But the Thunder holding on tight to its lead. Jack Mangelsdorf throws a lob shot, and it falls just inside the post. That's a goal, 6-3 Rockland with 3 minutes left in the half. The Grizzlies make it a 2-point game at the break. The ball is dumped off to Seth Boosfield, and that is an impressive goal from Seth. 6-4 Rockland heading into the third quarter. Cale Irby and Paduska with a little back and forth before Irby winds up and takes the shot. GB staying in it though. Edmund Sheehy the fourth to Zachenko up the middle. A sidearm skipping shot is good, but Rockland never relinquishes its lead. Watch this shot from Eddie Hill. I don't know how he does it, but Eddie is fired up after his 6-goal performance. Granite Bay with some quick movement in front of the rack, but goalkeeper Jack Kimmel is having none of it. Rockland takes the 12-8 victory, and with the win clinches at least a share of the Sierra Foothill League title with 2 more league games remaining.
Remember, you can buy all of the game footage we shoot throughout the week. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi-Sports.com to order entire game videos.
Follow us on social media for more prep sports content. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notifications when new videos are posted every week.
Coming up, we'll choose the play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not, who knows.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section top 10 football poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
We're back to announce tonight's play of the week.
The Mercurial, Mark Willis, will list off a few contenders and then announce the winner of the play of the week.
Play of the week.
We got a fun graphic now. That's awesome. Hey, how about Grant's Kyrell Goss Pruitt getting up and getting after it? And then you got Leah Mendoza of El Capitan. She dives, gives it all her effort, makes a great play. How about Placer's Isaiah Hanley, the high point pick interception out of the end zone, saves the day. Oh, very nicely done. But we go to this guy. It's also Grant's Kingston Lopa. He goes full out, lays out. We should make a song about you, Kingston. That's beautiful. Great catch. We slow it to you one more time, and that's the play of the week.
That is the play of the week. I feel like you really got to lean into it, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Brian Mueller, and don't worry, Aubrey will be back next week.
And I'm Robert Bronstein, leaning in as always. Join us next week. We'll share you the story of the Citrus Heights football team playing for a fallen teammate. We'll see you then.